Hey guys, this is Latin Delta FPL. Welcome back to my channel for more FPL content. In this video, I will show you the results from Game Week 2 and our plans for Game Week 3, as well as some comments for the Game Week that just passed. So let's start from the back where my defense had a mediocre outing with two players just delivering the points, and honestly it was a bad week from my defense where Trent Alexander-Arnold at least got a clean sheet and delivered some points they're expected from him, and basically surprisingly Justin getting that goal in there. So basically so far James Justin has been a surprise pick. From the back they will definitely delivering points, and if you don't even have this guy on your team, you better watch out about this guy. I mean, they have Manchester City in the next game, so you might want to wait. But he's definitely delivering the points in there. Now, unfortunately, Egan got me a red card, so honestly, I don't know what's going on with that Sheffield United team. They continue to struggle, and now after a second defeat, I mean, this one was by a very narrow margin with Martinez, one hero for Aston Villa on his debut, where he saved the penalty. Sheffield United looked to pounce. They got Egan sent off, and now with a late goal from Konsa, basically Aston Villa got away a big win against Sheffield United, a very strong team defensively, and I'm sure that Chris Wilder is gonna be looking at his players and tell them, okay, what's going on? We need to step it up because their position in the Premier League might be at risk. I know they're a middle table team for me, but it's definitely not the style you want to see from 0 points in 2 games. And just to finish it off there, McCarthy from Southampton has been delivering. I mean, points from the back. I might be looking into considering bringing Ryan instead later on, but so far I'm just gonna keep it in net. And well, this week has only 12 points from the back. It could have been worse, but it definitely could have been better. But honestly, even with that red card, oh man, I'm just gonna take him out. And just forget about it. Premier League spirit. Just forget about it and just move on. Okay. So now let's check out our midfield contributions. Once you got our midfield contributions, we got a Bummy with the assists. Given that I given the captain armband, and at least he delivered some points. It could have been better, but I mean, at least he got a point in there. And so far this season, my captain selection has been unlucky. All kudos to Spurs owners, the owners that they had Son and Kane. You guys picked them as captain. Well, kudos to you, because definitely that was not expected. Son with a poker, scoring 4 goals in there. Wow, surprising there. So okay, so yeah, I mean, 10 points could have been better. It could be worse, but at least he delivered. Now, who didn't deliver? Salah. Salah did not deliver this time. I mean, sometimes you gotta pick. I mean, if you're one of those guys that had money and then you switch it for Salah, you are definitely disappointed because Mane took all the points this time around, and it was just funny from that point of view. And because it was against Chelsea, it could have been a much tighter game. I saw Werner put a lot of good runs, but for me it was just Kepa. Kepa is completely run the game for Chelsea, and I'm sure that they got no. You just got news that they got a new goalkeeper, Mendy from Rennes from France. So yeah, honestly, Kepa's just in trouble. I'm surprised they haven't put Caballero in net yet, but honestly, it was just Kepa's mistake right there. And the one and only that saved my week, who was it? The one and only James Rodriguez. Of course, yes, James Rodriguez came up GR19 delivering after being transferred and ready to pounce. What did he do? He completely change his game in Everton's favor against West Bromwich, which was West Bromwich came ready to fight. Like that guy, he's pretty good. They're fast. At times, they definitely had more speed towards the game against Everton. Definitely moving the ball around, being quickly on the ball. But Rodriguez completely changed the game with his first goal of the season, and also remember he got the foul that got Gibbs sent off. So that's an extra contribution that the FPL does not show. He got Gibbs sent off, which was huge for Everton as they won momentum. Even though they scored, West Bromwich, score went down a man. Well, he completely changed the tie after a little of a pep talk from Ancelotti, or super fantastico Ancelotti So yeah, he went and tell him, okay, we need to ready to pounce on the second half, and they did. Of course, do you see that ball from Rodriguez? Rodriguez Walter Richarlison. He was just unlucky that Rodriguez didn't get the assist in there because Richarlison touched it for a tap in from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's like a secondary assist, but honestly, it was just Rodriguez like crazy pass right there. Remember, he also got an assist from a corner kick, so you can tell Rodriguez, honestly, he's gonna be the creator, the heart and soul of the ideas on the Everton team. And he got bonus points in there, so it's definitely great that he got 12 points on the board. Just a shame that didn't put him as captain, but hey, at least he saved my entire midfield. And looking at my midfield, it, I looking at here, it could have been way worse, but I mean, looking at that, 26 points were the four players. I'm looking at an average of 6.5 points, which it's decent. I mean, it's not at the back. I mean, it was just definitely not getting from the back, but hey, it goes. That's the way it goes. In honestly, as fantasy Premier League tip, just keep rolling on, and believe me, James Rodriguez, he's no joke. So after those points from my team, let's check out our front line, where Martial and Werner were blank. With Martial had a pretty disappointing game, and where Manchester United just couldn't get much against that Crystal Palace squad. That they were definitely ready to pounce as they beat the Devils 3-1. And believe me, if it wasn't for Van de Beek, he just really looks out on the bench. But hey, first game, he got on the score sheet and probably he did more by somebody that plays for Manchester United. But again, their fixtures look promising. I still keep in faith of Martial and Werner. For me, it was just very surprising he did not get points on the board just due to Jorginho missing the penalty. I mean, Alisson saved the penalty, but he was just Werner was unlucky not to score and basically getting an assist in that penalty. But oh well, so they have pretty good fixtures coming up, so I'm gonna keep fading them. The one that saved the front line was definitely Mitrovic. This guy as well as he's coming up as one of the cheapest strikers again with Banford, man. This guy actually he scored twice, and he's looking to be basically the heart and soul of the attack from the Fulham team, as they're looking not to get demoted once again to the championship. He scored twice in basically in the Fulham squad. I mean, you can't say much about Fulham. I don't know if they're gonna survive, but hey, those 12 points on my team, they look great. I mean, looking 14 points from the front line, it could have been six only, but instead I'm getting here 16 points actually. I mean, it could have been worse, but I mean, 5 points on average is decent. Okay, so now looking here at the details from the squad, we're gonna look at the balance from a game week 2, where basically our points did not look so good with a 54 points and the average being a 59. Again, below average. It could have been better, giving us a total of 109 for the season and a rank of 2.8 million at this point. Now, it's definitely there with the below average FPL warrior rank, and believe me, it's just the second. It's just the second game week, so all the things will definitely get better, but definitely some things needs to be restructured, and why need to reassess our strategy. All right, now we have to take a look now for our basically eagle watching our plan, the players to definitely keep an eye on. We're definitely gonna take a look about Spurs assets. Of course, guess who's in there? Of course, Sonaldo. Sonaldo's in here with Harry Kane when he looked ready to pounce, and believe me, they did as Harry Kane got 4 assists, and Sonaldo score a poker and score 4 goals where they destroyed the Saints 5-2. Honestly, some pundits were like the game could have ended 5-5. Where Mourinho's looking to shuffle the team a little bit. He's waiting for Reguilon and Bale from the transfer market to settle in. Bale's gonna take a while. And Doherty looks shaky at the Everton game, but in this one, Mourinho's very busy due to the Europa League squad. So he definitely looks a little busy in the Spurs. I mean, but Ronaldo did deliver, and honestly, the fixtures look decent enough to transfer Ronaldo. And believe me, he's going to rise in price. So that's why I definitely keep an eye on him. And also, obviously, the Toffees, JR19, putting on a show in his game where they destroy West Bromwich. And on this game, I feel like comparing the two with similar score 5-2 here, definitely for me, the most impressive team out of the two is definitely Everton for me, because you can definitely see they're more creative on this. If you take out Son or Hurricanes from the Spurs squad, they're in big trouble. If you take James Rodriguez out from the squad, they're definitely gonna have to make some changes, but at least like they have a midfield to back it up. You know what I mean? So you definitely wanna keep an eye on the trophies still, but they got a big test coming up against Crystal Palace, so let's see how they pan out. Now, I'm still gonna keep faith on Martial due to his upcoming fixtures. Hopefully he hasn't blamed, because he's definitely out of my team. And for me, the players as the wild pick is coming out here. It is gonna be Mitrovic. Mitrovic, who looks set to score again. They're playing Aston Villa, and this player definitely knows the villains, as they know each other very well from the championship days. And I'm putting Mitrovic to score against them. The plan for the strategies for game week 3 is going to come to basically take Carbomia. So why? Because we're looking to transition to a Spurs asset and later on to a Manchester City asset, where I'm looking at Kevin De Bruyne, okay? Looking at KDV, our plan is going to be a Aubameyang to Son, just to kind of try to catch him before the price rise. It could be one strategy in there, and they will definitely replace Egan because he got sent off, and Sheffield's not looking so good. And the next fixture is going to be to delay the Kevin De Bruyne transfer. That's going to be plan A. Or plan B, just go for a straight swap for Kevin De Bruyne to have similar prices. Okay. And definitely replace Egan. So I definitely do not want to see Egan after that disappointing. Yeah, I definitely want to keep him out of my squad. Okay, so now our next detail to attempt here is going to be the armband. So I'm gonna give the armband to my boy Werner the Burner. Well, he's definitely looking to get in the score sheet after seeing his team in Havertz get a hat trick in the EFL Cup. It definitely boosted his confidence. You can definitely feel that Chelsea squad is trying to gel. Chua got some minutes. Everybody got some minutes. Even Thiago Silva got some minutes. Now, I also heard that they got Edward Mendy at this point in the transfer window, so Kepa is definitely the one. If he's making the mistakes, oh man, he's looking at a Mr. Coach. Mr. Coach Kepa is I mean, Lampard is not gonna let Kepa get his way. So believe me, he better perform or he's out, because that entire Chelsea lineup is looking crazy. Now there is a new issue. What is it? While we're trying to transition to a Manchester City asset, we got news that Gabriel Jesus is injured. Oh boy, so how is Pep gonna line up this time versus Leicester? Now, for what we know so far is that Manchester City fielded, like you can call it A, B, C squad, basically the C squad, where basically feel where Foden was basically like the captain of and soul of the team. He scored one goal and set up another. And basically, Manchester City play with their C team against Bournemouth, and like they look okay. I mean, they're youngsters, but for me, it's a huge win for the youngsters playing against, you could say, like an A/B team from Bournemouth, and it's a huge win for Foden that you can definitely feel that. For me, he is definitely like the bench now. He's not like, the youngster, the reserve guy. For me, he's like a solid now rotation squad, as he's looking to learn more from Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva in the squad. And for me, with the way Pep plays, he's sending Mares to more minutes on the bench. The issue here is that there's no number 9 on the squad. So what is he gonna do? My idea is that he's gonna use the tactic against Real Madrid, double false nine formation. What is he gonna do? He's gonna use Mares on one wing, Sterling on the other, and then he's gonna use both KDB and Foden at double false nine, and then he also is gonna use Rodrigo and Fernandinho as double pivots. So let's see how that plans out. Or maybe there could be a surprise pick that score on his debut on the FL Cup. Who's that guy? Like Liam Delap. So this guy actually scored on his debut by the Manchester City team by an assist from Foden. So who knows? This guy is actually, I don't know, a striker. He's young. He's just scoring his debut. He might be looking to get some minutes. So let's see how Pep attacks this, because it's definitely surprising that Gabriel Jesus is injured. So let's see how it pans out. And basically, well, without that, thank you so much for looking to my video here. Please leave a like and subscribe for more FPL content. We're looking at this exciting season. Okay, thank you so much for all. This is Latin Delta FPL. I'm out.